Well, hi y'all, it's your native Flor-xan, and today we're getting started at the fillet table. I went fishing yesterday, caught a couple of fish that I think I'm gonna cook up for lunch today, so I'm bringing you along on how I prepare that. All right, so getting started, I got a trout here that I caught yesterday, and I've had them sitting in a salt brine. Get some of that slime off of them. I just took some rock salt, put it in the ice in the cooler, and then put a little water in there to kind of make like a slurry to get this fish nice and cold. You know, trout is one of them fish that is very soft meated, and so the colder you can get it, the easier it is to fillet. But I'm just going to start here. I'm going to run up down. I'm just going to run the tip of my knife along that skeleton, get down to the back, and then I'm going to run that knife till I feel that spine. I'm no Reed the fishmonger here, so we'll get it filleted. I'm just going to follow that skeleton. When we get down to them ribs, we'll follow them ribs out. Try not to cut through them. Another way that you can do them is to just run your knife, turn it, follow that skeleton all the way down, flip it over, and what I'm doing, I'm not pushing with my knife, I'm pulling the skin across that blade. When you do it like that though, you got to come back and trim that rib section out. Try to ride close to the bone, cut it out, get that section of belly off of there. So again, ride down that skin and pull that skin through your knife. So we're going to set that aside and move on to our next one. I'm just going to bag this trout up, put it in the refrigerator till lunchtime when I want to cook it for lunch. Alright, so this next fish is a ladyfish. Is it trash or treasure? So one of my favorite YouTubers took one of these and flayed it up like I'm going to show you here, and then cooked it up. I didn't believe him, and it's actually Mike D with Jetty Rocks Fishing, guy we go fishing with whenever we go to Florida. And I asked him about it, and he said, yeah man, it's good, try it out. So that's what we're doing. We're going to try us out a ladyfish and see if it's trash or treasure. And so what he explained, kind of fillet it like we did that trout. Just turn that knife. These fish got a lot of bones in it. You can hear them popping. So I rinsed the fillets down. And what I got is a bowl here. And you can see on the fillet, you can see kind of all them bones. When you rub your finger across them, you can feel them bones lay down in this direction, but then they stick up in this direction. So all we're going to do is take our spoon and rub them in the direction of the bone and try to scrape all that meat off, trying to make sure that we don't catch any of them bones in the process. Again, rub this way, we feel the bones. We're going to start at the tail and just come on down. Alright folks, that's our meat. We'll go through it, make sure we didn't leave any scales or any more bones in it before we cook it. But not too bad. One, I don't know, it's probably 15, 16 inch ladyfish. Good little snack. Alright folks, so we're in the kitchen. We're going to get started on this lunch. We got our trout, our ladyfish, and I had some steamed crab I did the other day. I got some crab fingers I'm going to do. But instead of doing just a regular fish fry like I normally do with just a cornmeal, I think I'm going to do a beer batter. So let's get into it. Alright, so I got our trout that we filleted up earlier. I'm just going to lightly dust it in some cornstarch. And that's so that beer batter will adhere to it better. And we got our crab fingers. Just kind of roll them around in that. But the idea is when you do a beer batter, you want it cold and you want it fresh. So I want to get all this done up and ready to go. A lot more crab fingers than I thought I had. Alright, now we're going to move over to our ladyfish. Now I mentioned out on the dock that I learned this from Mike D with Jetty Rocks Fishing. And he actually did this. He has a YouTube channel, Jetty Rocks Fishing and Outdoors. And he did this one day, and in July I went fishing with him and I asked him about it. And he goes, yeah. He goes, they taste like a McDonald's chicken nugget. And I said, man, I think I'm going to have to try that. So we're going to do the same thing. I got about a spoonful here. I'm just kind of forming it into a nugget size. I don't know how many we'll get out of this. If we get 4 or 5, that's plenty enough for me to decide whether or not I like it. Just going to roll it around. I'm going to finish nuggeting these up, and then we'll get started on our beer batter. Alright folks, we got everything done. We wound up making 5 of them nuggets. So now I want to make this beer batter. Now I'm kind of experimenting a little bit. I got some of this shrimp fry, and I got a cup of it. I'm going to mix in a beer and see if we can't make our beer batter out of this. May not use this whole beer, but we'll take care of that. So when you're doing this, you actually need to try to whisk it. We're just going to add it until we get our batter consistency that we want. But I want this beer batter to be kind of thick, kind of like a pancake batter consistency. Alright, so we got it mixed up, and you can kind of see probably just a little bit thinner than a pancake batter, but I want to make sure that it's not too heavy of a crust on the outside of the fish. So my grease is coming up to temp. As soon as the light goes off, I'll be back with you and we'll start frying up this stuff. So we're still waiting on the oil to come up, but I figured while we're waiting, I got some bread earlier to make some of this trout sandwiches. So I'm just going to take some mayonnaise, probably good 3 tablespoons or so, and I've got my daddle pepper sauce here. You can use whatever hot sauce you like. I didn't have any tartar sauce or remoulade sauce, so I decided I'll just make us up our own. So I got that mixed up good. I'm gonna put this in the fridge while we're waiting to get all this cooked. Alrighty, so the grease is hot. We're gonna start off, we're gonna try to do a couple of crab fingers just to see how it turns out. Just dip them in there, kind of shake it off. I think while those are going, I'm gonna try battering up one of these ladyfish nuggets. I think the mistake I made, I didn't set it in the oil, hold it long enough, and then release it in there, and so a couple of them got a little bit stuck to the bottom, but you kind of roll them around. Cook them till they're GBD. Crab fingers look done. Just gonna reach in there and get it. I still want that ladyfish to cook a little bit. Ladyfish nugget. I'm gonna try to get all them done, and I'll finish up with the fish. So I'm gonna keep going on frying all this, and get back with you once we're just about done cooking all this. Alright, so we're still cooking away. Got a few more crab fingers in there. Got our ladyfish nuggets done, and then we're going to get started on this fish here in a minute. But all in all, working out. I wish I'd done a little bit deeper vessel, is the only thing, so that I could hold that seafood to the top. Typically when you fish with a batter, you kind of hold it into the grease for a couple of seconds before you let it go, and it would have been nice to, if I'd have done this with a Dutch oven or something a little deeper. But hey, live and learn. I hadn't done battered fish in probably at least 10 years. So I'm gonna finish these off and then get our fish frying. Alright, so I dropped a piece of fish and realized I hadn't turned the camera on, so we're gonna do that again. The idea is, and that's where I was saying a deeper vessel would help, is you want to be able to put your fish down in there and kind of swim it around, so that it kind of builds up a crust, so when you drop it down in there, it doesn't stick to the grate at the bottom. So I'm having to kind of work this a little bit in order to make that happen. Alrighty folks, going down with our last piece of fish. We'll get this last one cooked up, and then we'll make us a sandwich. Alright, so got all of our seafood cooked. I think it turned out good. I'm gonna grab one of them ladyfish nuggets. I got just a brioche roll. I wasn't gonna toast it up or nothing. So I'm gonna take some of this mayonnaise that we made with our daddle pepper sauce. Then American cheese. You can't eat a fish sandwich without a piece of cheese on it. And to me, the regular American cheese is just dandy for that. So let me grab, I think I'm gonna put 2 pieces on here. I put a little bit of this on the top. I guarantee you it's better than the fish sandwich I had last week that inspired me to do this. Because I'm not gonna mention no names, but that Silvery place just gave me a bun with a piece of fish on it, and I was like, well, heck, I could have done better than that. But so we got our sandwich. We got one of them ladyfinger nuggets, and I wanted to cut it in half just so y'all can see what it looked like on the inside. Pretty much looks like a chicken nugget. So we're gonna taste some without sauce, and then we're gonna taste some with the sauce. But alright, so here we go. Alright, we're down. If I didn't know any better, I'd swear I was eating a piece of chicken. Huh. Don't taste fishy at all. It's even kind kind of mushy like a chicken nugget would be, because you know them things are processed. Let's try some with a little bit of salt. Oh yeah, that advanced the timing on that one. Do a little more. Well, I have to thank Mike D for showing us that little trick with that ladyfish. I may not be throwing them bigger ones back anymore, but that was good. It was a good thing to do, good thing to experiment with. So we're going to get to eating, but I wanted to try this beer battered trout because I don't think I've ever seen it on a menu anywhere. I got to figure out which leg I'm going to start on. Oh yeah. That is good, good, good. Oh yeah. I'd eat that all day long and twice on Sunday. So again, folks, just kind of playing around. You know, I found that shrimp fry. I think I bought it 6 months ago for something and never did use it because of doing a batter. And I decided, since we're doing the fish and then my experience through the week with the fish sandwich, I wanted to try it out. And so it calls to use water. We use beer, but hey, that's all a good part about cooking at home. You do it how you want to do it. So, but anyways, I'm gonna get busy eating this, and I appreciate all y'all watching. And if you would, hit that subscribe button if you're new to my channel, and ring the bell, and that way you'll get notifications of whenever I post videos. But other than that, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.